Hey, what happened? Hey, who turned on the light? Everyone stay right where the lights are. No! All is down here. What the hell is going on? How do you have anybody?
You know, Tina, I'm really upset.
What's wrong?
Well, I mean, I worked for weeks trying to perfect those sound effects on CJ's bedtime story, and, like, you were not impressed. You didn't compliment me at all.
I'm sorry, they were super. I was very impressed, and CJ was impressed, too.
Tina, is there something wrong? I mean, you've been down all night like this.
No, I'm fine. Everything's great. It's just great.
Tina, I know you well enough to know when there's something wrong. Now, I would appreciate it if you would tell me what was bothering you, so maybe I could help you out.
No. Don't do this.
Why?
I hardly know you.
All you need to know is this.
Here's what to do when you don't find the rainbows in this time. Here's where you go when it looks like the rain won't end. Don't cry. I'll give you tomorrow. Let me be the one to share it with. And each day that follows, 'cause we only have one life to live.
I better go.
Yes. That's probably best. It's getting late.
I know, but, I just, can't leave right now.
I really think we ought to say goodnight.
After that, I think you owe me more than just a good night.
I don't owe you or anybody anything.
Hey, I bought all the ingredients. I taught Al how to bake cookies. A dozen to be exact. Now, can I have my share of my cookies?
So, Tina, what is it? Did somebody say something to you? I mean, Asa didn't come back here and give you more hassles, did he?
No. I mean, everybody's been terrific. Except for Asa. I mean, but I knew how he was going to react to me before he even saw me. And frankly, I don't even care how he feels about me.
Look, if everything is so terrific, why all the gloom?
Because I just know that all these wonderful times are going to end. And I'm going to take CJ back to California, away from you and away from the boys and Jesse and everybody who loves him. And
Look, Tina, I realize how hard that will be for you to do.
It's all my fault. You know, if I had been a good wife, if I hadn't deceived you, even though I did it because I love you, then we wouldn't be divorced, and I wouldn't have to leave, and I may be getting everything that I deserve, but it hurts, Cord.
Yeah, I know it does. Look, why don't we just try to forget the past? And you don't have to start worrying about the future. Not now, you don't.
Well, I can't stop worrying about that future. All that sunshine in California is so depressing.
Well, the weatherman says it's supposed to rain here next couple of days. Does that cheer you up at all?
Yeah, maybe. A little. Maybe I can take some rain home in a jar.
That's a good idea. In fact, I'll even help you if you do something for me.
What?
Stop thinking about leaving. You just got here. See? Doing better already. Okay, now, why don't you help me clean up this little place so when Madam Mayor comes home, she doesn't kick the both of us out here. Now, come on.
When you pulled Ritter out of the car, was he alive?
Barely. I was hoping someone would find him in time.
What about the blackmail plot against Sarah?
Now, that was Michael's idea. I had nothing to do with it.
But you didn't do anything to stop him.
No. Michael was totally out of control. I was certain he was going to kill me. I'm very sorry about your wife. Truly sorry.
Well, I guess that's a wrap.
Not even a rookie would be part of a stunt like this, Rafe.
We offered a deal, he accepted it.
Yeah? Well, where's the audio tape that would incriminate Carlo Hesser?
I have a feeling he's destroyed it.
So you're willing to sacrifice a conviction by the district attorney in order to clear Sarah Buchanan?
There is no incriminating evidence. Now, Bo found a tape in Michael's office. He got an audio expert to splice together words and phrases that would sound incriminating.
Pure and deliberate entrapment. I mean, how the hell did you ever make captain?
I never would have made a move like this in an official capacity. But since I'm a private citizen at the moment, I agreed to help Bo.
That confession is not going to stand up in court.
I knew that going in. What we're trying to do is prove Sarah's innocence to you.
Look, even if it were admissible in court, I doubt very much that Carlo Hesser was telling the whole truth. I'm quite convinced that he was just as involved as Michael was in the setup, in the death of Scott Ritter, and in this blackmailing of Sarah.
But it proves Sarah's innocence.
Yes, it does. Harding, it does. I think you should release Sarah. And if I may say so, I think that Rafe should be reinstated.
All right, I'll release Sarah. However, Mr. Garrison, I cannot condone your involvement in this blatant and deliberate entrapment. Your suspension still stands.
Sorry, Rafe. Off the record, I have to tell you I'm so grateful to you for sticking your neck out for Sarah again.
Yeah, but on the record as mayor, you can't reinstate me, huh?
No, I can't. I don't think I can go against the commissioner's decision. I'm sorry.
It's okay, I understand.
Rafe, you had to know going into this that you were letting yourself in for more trouble.
Yeah, but it didn't matter. Day after day, Vicky, I see criminals walk away scot-free. It's time for the good guys to win for a change.
Honey, I only hope as mayor I can do something about letting the good guys win a lot more often.
What happened? Find the light switch here. Where is it?
Someone must have bumped into the light switch.
Don't look at me. I was on the other side of the room.
Did you open that window, Dan?
No.
Someone came through the window?
No, Dorian, settle down. Clint, would you mind closing the window, please? Thank you.
Herb, how long is this going to take?
Well, if you'll cooperate, it shouldn't take long at all.
Herb, why the hell aren't you down at the station house questioning Carlo Hesser? He probably took out a contract on Michael to keep him from testifying again.
Clint, it is possible that Michael's death was a contract killing. It is also possible that it wasn't. I'm not ruling out any possibilities. I intend to investigate every lead thoroughly.
Come on. You don't even have any leads. This is a fishing expedition, Herb. Total waste of time. I've got a father-in-law in a coma. I've got a wife in jail, and I don't want to just hang around here all night.
Yes, Bo, I'm not unsympathetic to your problems. However, a man was killed, and I want to know who killed him.
I can't help you.
Well, I know you were here last night. Can you tell me exactly where you were between 6:45 and 7 o'clock?
I came here to visit Roger because I knew Sarah had asked about him. I wanted to tell her that he was okay when I went to see her.
So you were in his room when Michael was shot?
No. I was in the men's room down the hall.
What time was that?
That was exactly 7 o'clock. I looked at my watch because I knew I was going to go visit Sarah at 7:30. I walked back to Roger's room. On the way, I heard a commotion in here, so I checked it out.
Was anyone else in the men's room?
No.
Then no one can verify that you weren't in the lounge.
What are you getting at, Herb? Are you saying I killed Michael Grand?
Bo, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to insinuate anything.
I think you intended to, Herb, and I resent the hell out of it. You already caved into the police commissioner when he went out of his way to make sure Sarah's bail was refused. Now, I know he's on all your cases to get this murder solved. I think that you're just trying to prove to him what a good little soldier you are.
Oh, how dare you talk to Herb like that? He is not Harding Richards' puppet or anyone else's. He has more power than Harding anyway.
Dorian, I appreciate the defense, I do, but it really isn't necessary. See, I'm just trying to figure out what happened here last night. See, now, you could have left Roger's room upset about his condition, about Sarah's incarceration, both of which you blame for Michael Grand. You fought with him earlier in the emergency room. You were shouting that you'd see to it that he paid for his crimes, you'd kill him. You threatened to take care of it. One of the doctors had to break up the fight. But was that the end of it, Bo? Or did you come out of Roger's room and see Michael walk into the lounge and follow him? You were angry. You were distressed. You were determined to free your wife, to avenge the attack on Roger.
Now you don't have your kid to hide behind, Grand. You don't have a lot of doctors and nurses to protect. Get the hell out of here. You and me. Get out. You tried to set my wife up to look like a killer. You tried to blow her father up. Get away from me. The police are going to nail you, Grand. No. Drop it. I'll drop it. Drop it. Drop it. Drop it. Enough of you. Drop it.
At least 10 people in the emergency room heard you threaten Michael Grand.
Are you accusing me of murder?
I'm just exploring the possibility.
Bo didn't kill Michael.
How do you know that, Dan?
Well, he's not a killer.
Herb, excuse me, can I talk to you for a minute? I need to talk to Bo.
Rafe, I'm conducting an investigation.
No, wait a minute. Wait, I just heard my name mentioned over here.
We need to talk, Bo. I'll wait outside till Herb is finished.
No, wait. Is this about Sarah?
Yes.
You either arrest me right now or I'm leaving here.
You can go.
You're just gonna let him go?
I didn't say Bo was guilty. I said he had a motive and the opportunity to kill Michael. But then so did you.
Officer, you wait outside.
Harding, what's going on?
Now, because you freaked and you spilled your guts to Bo Buchanan and Rafe Garrettson, I've had to release Sarah Buchanan. Now, you should have been able to smell a trap a mile away. What the hell's the matter with you?
You didn't see the change in Michael these past few months. He was obsessed with Brenda's child. That's all he cared about. I couldn't trust him anymore. And when I heard the tape, I believed it. But Michael's dead now. So, I don't have to worry about him anymore.
No, you got bigger worries. The whole Buchanan family is gunning for you, particularly Victoria, who made campaign promises.
Let her try. She won't succeed.
But don't be so damn sure. You're in jail, and she's got the whole city government behind her.
The Buchanans have the advantage now, Harding. But I assure you it won't last long.
You know, Al downs his milk just like that, no matter how many times I tell him not to.
Well, I'm afraid you're going to have to live with that. My mom yelled at me for years, and I still do it. And if that's the worst problem, consider yourself lucky.
Yeah. I read about kids getting in trouble with drugs and not having values all the time. It terrifies me.
Well, now's the time to teach them the right values. Give them love, a sense of security, healthy alternatives to trouble, and he'll be fine.
I do worry about failing him.
Don't. You just do fine. I'll bet all my cookies on that.
Excuse
Well,
me. Who is it?
It's your mama. Are you in bed, darling?
No.
I've just been to this marvelous party at the country club. I thought you might like to...
This is, Matt Kingston. This is my mother, Julia Medina.
good evening.
Hello.
Matt works at Max's place. He's a bartender there, and he just moved in down the hall. We were baking cookies with Al. Would you like one? They're delicious.
No. No, thank you.
Well, I'll let you ladies gossip about the country club.
Thank you for making us laugh.
Yeah, my pleasure. And I'll see you tomorrow. Mrs. Medina, good night.
How would you like to tell me what was going on here?
We were baking cookies, that's all.
I see. And was Al here? So, what did you do after you put Al to bed?
Mother.
It doesn't look to me very much like that lipstick got smeared eating cookies. You're attracted to this man, aren't you? You're very attracted to him.
I don't know how to explain it, all right? Yes, I am. And when I'm with him, I feel a sense of danger. And yet at the same time, he allows me to laugh and feel like myself.
Darling, you're a very normal, healthy woman. And it's been a long time since you've had a relationship with a man, a serious relationship. I understand these urges. They're natural.
Mummy, I'm not sex-starved, if that's what you're getting at. Look, I didn't even want to become friends with him. I tried to avoid him, I honestly did. But then I couldn't help myself. There's only one other man who ever made me feel this way. And that is, or was, Max.
Stop it. You stop it right now. Have you completely lost your senses?
Witch hunt, Herb, and I won't be a party to it.
Why don't you want to cooperate, Dorian? Is it because you threatened to get even with Michael on more than one occasion? See, you were furious with Michael for causing me to lose the election. You were furious with him for duping you and making a fool out of you.
I told you those things in private. How dare you make them public? You were angry with him, too. So did you kill him?
I'm simply trying to point out that everyone here had motive and opportunity. In your case, I happen to know what it was.
I didn't even see Michael when I was in the hospital.
What were you doing here?
I went to visit Roger.
And isn't Roger's room right down the hall from this lounge?
Oh, please don't exert yourself trying to imagine some confrontation between me and Michael, because I told you I didn't see him. But I happen to know who did. I know who was with him just before he died. I overheard a conversation in the stairwell right after Michael was shot, and that conversation was between Jake and Megan. That's who you're looking for, Herb. Megan Gordon.
She is not, and I don't think you know when to shut your mouth.
Wait a minute, right there.
She thinks that Megan killed Michael? Why would she say something like that about you?
As I understood it, your goal was to find a man who could look after you and Al, to secure your future. Cord Roberts was a prime candidate. Have you changed your mind about that goal? I mean, have you decided you don't mind if you bring up your son in a mansion or a one-room flat?
Of course I mind.
Well, then, I suggest you pull yourself together before you lose any opportunity at all that you have with Cord. Tina has moved back into Llanview, and no doubt at this very moment she's soliciting the attentions of her ex-husband.
Yeah, there's no question about that.
Well, then, would you please forget about Matt and give Tina a run for her money? For God's sake, don't let history repeat itself.
Look, it doesn't matter how many years Tina wants to live there. She can stay there the rest of her life. Cord is never going to go back to her.
I see. And just what do you think you're doing?
Securing my future. Hello, Tina. I'm sorry, I hope I didn't wake you.
No, Cord and I were talking.
Ah, is he still there with you?
He went up to go check on CJ.
CJ, yes, that's the reason why I called. I was thinking that I ought to look after him for you tomorrow so that you have some time alone with Cord. Of course I don't mind looking after him. It'd be my pleasure. Al loves seeing him, and I'd like to help you out.
Gabrielle, that is so sweet of you.
Oh, what are friends for?
You know, I really appreciate your friendship and your caring so much.
It's my pleasure, Tina. Now, why don't you call me in the morning? We'll set up the time. All right? Good night.
Now, why on earth would you help Tina with Cord?
Mummy, don't worry about it. I know exactly what I'm doing.
I can't believe it. You're home. And you're free at last.
Yeah, thanks to you and Rafe and Viki. Hey, what did Herb want when he asked you to stop by the hospital?
I don't want to talk about that.
Okay. What do you want to talk about?
I don't want to talk. Give you a head start.
Okay.
Oh, hi!
No, you couldn't.
Thinking of somebody in particular when you hit that thing? I knocked, but you didn't hear me.
What can I do for you?
Well, I was jogging and I saw your light.
Yeah? What's on your mind?
Gabrielle, I thought you'd be interested. That things are pretty good between the two of us. And I was right not to mention my name to her yet.
Look, there's nothing right about lying to someone, all right?
It's just too soon. She's not ready to handle the truth yet. She needs time to know me, to accept me. But the chemistry is even better than before. She feels it. I feel it. It's...
Yeah? Then why don't you stop playing games and tell her who you are?
It's too soon. She's afraid of her feelings. I just need time to prove that they won't destroy her. I'm just doing this to protect her, that's all.
Look, you're protecting yourself. You're living out this fantasy at Gabrielle's expense. If you really love her, if you really care about her, then you'll tell her who you are. All right? Because if you don't, I will. Look, either way, this little charade is over, Max. It's over.
Oh, well, just bring the caterers. Arrange the wedding reception for Cord and Tina.
Well, if I've been able to convince you that they're going to get back together, then I'm certain I've convinced Tina.
So there's some method in this madness?
Yes, there is. Oh. I am pushing Tina to do everything that Cord hates, and the more she does it, the more he'll run away. By the time she figures out what she's doing wrong, well, it'll be far too late.
What if this little plan of yours backfires?
Oh, it won't. Believe me, it won't. She's so desperate to reconcile with Cord that she's really not using her senses at the moment. She'll revert back to her old tactics, and that's how their marriage broke up in the first place. So there, are you happy now?
Absolutely. I'm very impressed. Perhaps you're a little more like I am than I thought.
No. No, I'm nothing like you. You relish manipulating people. I hate it. I like Cord. We have really started a very friendly, warm relationship. And if I could let this thing take its natural course, believe me, I would.
Yes, but you can't. You don't have that luxury. There's not time, not with Tina at Llanview. It's too risky.
I know. And furthermore, I'm not sure I trust myself.
What do you mean?
Nothing.
What you mean is, you don't trust yourself with Matt. Darling, I just want you to understand your choices.
I do. I do understand them. Cord is handsome and rich and an all-around terrific guy. And he can also give Al everything that he will ever need, and that is the most important thing to me. Yeah. Don't worry. I won't make the wrong choice.
Dorian, you pulled some pretty low tricks in your time, but this one takes the cake.
Well, I had to tell Herb exactly what I saw and heard. And it was obvious that Megan had lost control. Now, what is that expression? Like mother, like daughter?
You can't stand losing to Viki, can you?
I think you're just trying to cover your own butt. Why don't you tell us why you sent Roger down to the pier? I think that has more bearing on the case.
All right, let's give Dorian a chance to explain herself.
Explain, more like defend at my expense. All she's been doing is avoiding your questions by attacking me.
If you have nothing to hide, Megan, then what is the problem?
You're the problem. You made a play for my father, and just because he rejected you, now you're trying to get even.
Don't stoop to her level. Why don't we just listen and see what she thinks she heard?
I know exactly what I heard. Megan was visibly upset. She said she couldn't believe that she'd let it go on for so long and that she wanted to stop Michael by making him admit to committing all those crimes. And then Jake said, well, whatever happened to Michael, he deserved it. Huh, I'm sure all of Llanview would agree with that.
When did this conversation take place?
Just before I ran into you.
Why didn't you tell me then?
Well, obviously because she didn't want to answer any questions about her own whereabouts. She just stored that little bit of information just in case she had to save her own neck. We all know how Dorian is so good at manipulating situations to her own advantage. Of course, I don't have to tell you that, do I, Herb?
My. What self-righteousness from a former porno star.
I think it's time you just shut your...
All right, now you just hold it.
No. I was merely explaining that Megan is aware of the sleazier side of life.
That's enough. Megan, is Dorian telling the truth?
Yes.
Megan.
It's okay, this has gone far enough. I was with Michael Grand right before he got killed. And I'm perfectly willing to explain what happened.
You know, I just keep thinking about how much CJ has here in Llanview. He's got family, good friends. It's been so hard for him starting over again in California. I feel like maybe I made a mistake taking him away with me. But I just couldn't bear the thought of being without him.
You know, Tina, he misses you when you're not around.
And he misses you, too. So, Cord, what are we going to do to find a solution to this?
I don't know. But I do know that we can't fix it right now. I mean, right now, we need to find some ice cream.
What?
And some chocolate sauce and some whipped cream and, ooh, maybe some bananas, huh? Huh?
Isn't it a little late to be having banana splits?
No, see, that's a great thing about being Mommy and Daddy. We can eat anytime we want to. What do you say?
Well, then, I want nuts and a cherry.
You got it. Let's go after you, ma'am. Lead the way. Come on.
You can't tell who I really am, priest. You're bound by the seal of the confessional, remember?
Yeah, well, maybe Gabrielle's happiness is more important to me.
Yeah, and why is that? Forget it. By the way, how did the two of you get hooked up?
She wanted to join the convent, remember? One of the sisters asked me to give her counsel.
Yeah, I remember. She ran away because the relationship got too hot for her. She was afraid he would destroy us. She chose a convent because she felt it was a safe place. She really believed if we got together, terrible things would happen. She thought God was punishing her. Didn't she? Didn't she?
Yes, she did. Okay? But she finally came to understand that she was wrong.
Now, are you telling me that she thought my accident was God's punishment?
Look, maybe for a while she did.
Now, give me a break. Give me a break.
Look, you're living proof that God was looking out for you and for Gabrielle, right?
I know that, but she won't see it that way.
Hey, what's the difference then? Tell her now.
If I make her fall in love with me as Matt, if I can show her... Listen to me. If I can show her that we can live together and love each other without the wrath of God falling on us, then maybe she won't be afraid of us anymore.
And she'll be yours, right?
She'll always be mine. I'll never love anyone the way I love her. And she'll never love anyone the way she loves me.
Well, you know, she won't be happy when she's found out you've lied to her.
I'll make her understand. I just need time to prove that we can have a good life together. Now, the bottom line is, are you going to keep my secret?
Well, what choice do I have? I mean, I can't support this lie anymore, but I can't stop you. I'm bound by the seal of the confessional, right?
You're the priest. Hey, I know what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe in time you'll understand. Have a good one.
and you don't have to tell him a damn thing about this.
Relax, Mr. Harrison. This isn't a formal inquiry. I'm just trying to figure things out.
You said that Michael's murder was in the room.
It's a good possibility. If Megan wants to explain her confrontation with Michael, I'd like to hear about it. If not, I won't force it.
Oh, you were perfectly willing to force me to talk.
Well, you haven't shut up since you walked in here, Dorian. I hated Michael Grand, that's no secret. He framed and blackmailed my sister, and I am sure with Dorian's help he was responsible for trying to kill my father.
Now you just wait a damn minute.
Dorian, sit down! Sit down.
I was visiting my father last night. I left him for a moment to go out into the corridor, and that's when I saw Michael. He walked in here, and I was so angry with him. All my anger and frustration towards him, I don't know, I guess it just came out, and I followed him in here. I wanted to make him confess to all of the crimes that he'd committed. He was being so smug, he was so sure that no one could pin anything on him. And I remembered that I had a gun in my purse.
You always carry a gun?
No, it's not mine. It belonged to Skaggs, the police officer that was after Jake in Florida. He left it in my loft. I put it in my purse. I forgot that I even had it.
Until you confronted Michael.
Yes. I pulled the gun on him and told him to write out a confession and sign it. He just laughed at me. And then I threatened to kill him if he didn't clear my sister's name. But that didn't stop him. He wasn't scared by that at all. He just came at me.
Oh, you hate me enough to kill me, but you're afraid. I see hate in your eyes, but I also see terror.
Don't come any closer, I'm warning you.
You can't pull that trigger, Megan.
I can, and I will. If you don't confess your crimes and clear my sister's name.
You want to join your sister in prison. That's very sweet.
No, I want you to pay. I want you to suffer, Michael, and if I have to suffer along with you, then that's just fine.
Go ahead, Megan. Pull the trigger. You can't, can you? You can't do it. Now, no matter how much you want to kill me, you can't do it, can you? But tell me, just tell me once more, how much you want to kill me?
More than anything in the world.
Yeah?
You are despicable.
Yeah?
Then I ran out into the stairwell, and that's where Jake found me. When I left Michael Grand, he was alive. I did not kill him.
Why didn't you come forward before?
Because I was terrified. Sarah was innocent. That didn't seem to make any difference to anyone. I was afraid no one would believe me.
You say you dropped the gun. Security made a thorough search of this lounge moments after Michael was shot. They didn't find it. Where's the gun, Megan?
God, thank you for letting Al spend the night at your place last night. He really loves it there.
Well, we loved having it.
You had such a terrific time with the boys today. It doesn't have to end now, does it?
Well, actually, it's nice to finally be alone. Gabrielle, you are so beautiful.
Mr. Roberts, you're not thinking anything ungentlemanly, are you?
I'm thinking about how much I care about you and how much I want to be with you. Not just now, but forever. Gabrielle, I love you. And I don't think I can live without you.
My eyes are bigger than my stomach. There's no way I can finish this.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Why don't you give it here, see what I can do with it.
You are such a
Looks real pretty. Thank you. You left all the best parts there. This is great. What are you doing?
I tell you, there is nothing more wonderful than walking into a house that is filled with the sound of laughter.
Oh, yeah? Even if it's almost midnight?
Any time is fine by me.
Oh, Vicky, you want some ice cream? I'll get you some.
No, no, Gord, thank you. I am so tired, I don't think I could lift the spoon.
Is that what you think life as mayor of Llanview is going to be like?
God, I hope not. At least not every night. But I have very good news tonight. Sarah's out of jail, and the charges against her are going to be dropped.
Wow, that's great. How did that happen?
That's a real long story. I'll tell you tomorrow if you don't mind.
No, I don't mind at all. I'm just glad there's a happy end.
Yeah, me too. Good night, honey.
Good night. Sweet dreams.
Thank you. You too. Good night, Gord.
Good night.
God, I never realized how much I miss that.
Miss what?
Well, you know, kissing everybody goodnight. Having family around all the time, never being alone. You know, in California, when I put CJ to bed, I turn on the TV or the radio or something just to hear voices talking. I'm really happy for you that you're staying here and that your life hasn't changed.
Well, it's changed. I mean, yeah, there's plenty of people around here all the time. But none of them really, well, share my life. I mean, half the time I end up having supper all by myself.
What do you mean, they don't invite you to dinner?
No, it's not that so much as it is difference in schedule.
Yeah. You work late at night.
Most nights, yeah. I mean, well, there's no reason for me to come home. Except when CJ's here, of course. Gives me more of a semblance of family. I guess what I'm saying is, I miss it as much as you do.
Have I told you how much I love you lately?
Well, yeah, but I always like hearing it. So, what?
So, I love you lately, Bo Buchanan.
And I love you, Sarah Buchanan. You want to go back to bed and get some sleep?
No, but we could always go back to bed and... Hey, did anyone tell my dad or Megan that I've been released?
Yeah, Megan, she knows we were working on it.
Well, so great. Let's call her and tell her.
No, honey.
What? So what's wrong?
It's your dad.
What do you mean?
He's in ICU. He had to have emergency surgery.
Well, he's gonna be all right, isn't he?
I don't know. He's in a coma right now. And Larry's bringing in all these specialists. He's getting the best care that he possibly can.
Is that why you were at the hospital, to see my dad?
That note that Herb wrote me, he got a group of people together so that we could discuss Michael's murder.
Well, what do you mean, a group?
People that were in the hospital when Michael was killed. People that would have a motive.
Herb thinks you killed Michael Grant?
Well, he's examining all the possibilities. So I guess we're all going to be considered suspects until he gets some leads in his case.
Well, so who else was in this group?
There's Clint, Dorian, Danny, Brenda, Jake, and Megan.
Obviously, whoever killed Michael Grant took the gun with him. Or her.
Are you insinuating that I killed Michael?
Well, I didn't, Dorian.
Now, hold on.
Wait a minute. Obviously, since you got by the police in the hospital, it must mean that the gun is hidden somewhere here in the building.
This is outrageous. She's come up with some cock and bull story just to get your sympathy.
She is not lying, Dorian.
She's an actress, Jake. She is constantly performing. But this happens to be one of her better performances. Oh, please, believe me, I'm not criticizing. She did everyone a favor by killing Michael.
Brenda, what's wrong?
Brenda, take it easy. Take it easy.
I can't.
Take it easy.
I can't breathe.
Herb, I'm getting her to ER. Come on. Slow.
Herb, look. Look, it's late. We're all exhausted, and I don't think we're getting anywhere.
Oh, but yes, we are. We just discovered who killed Michael.
Oh, one more time.
Megan, just let me take care of this. Look, Dorian, come on. Tell us your story, huh? For some reason, I get the feeling you're holding something back here.
If you think that you are going to draw suspicion away from Megan by accusing me, well, think again. Because if you can't accept the truth...
The truth? Now, let's talk about the truth. The truth is, Megan did not kill Michael, and I'm not going to stand here and let you be her judge and jury.
Jake, I am in a lot of trouble right now.